Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's vlog. I thought I'd just film a vlog today. I just woke up really feeling like I wanted to vlog the day because I've got a university day today and I feel like I've not updated the channel about university at all really because I've had a massive break because it finished. My last module finished back in May, so I haven't done anything to do with uni until the beginning of October, so I've been working on it this month. So I thought I'd take you along with me for a uni day, and also then this evening I am going to be, I don't know if I'm going to carve my pumpkin or just make pumpkin soup out of it. Basically I want to make, well, I've looked at this recipe, it's coconut curry pumpkin soup, and I really want to make that tonight. And so I thought I would either carve up the pumpkin and make, you know, pumpkin carvings out of it, or literally just use it as a fruit as it's intended, and just cut it up and make soup out of it. But we are definitely going to do something pumpkin related tonight, so I'm excited for that. It is the 31st of October when I'm filming this. Obviously I won't be uploading it today, but I hope you all had a lovely Halloween, for those of you who do celebrate it. I mean, I don't really celebrate Halloween, to be honest. We are a little bit miserable. I love Halloween for like myself. I love watching scary movies, I love pumpkins, and if I do go out I love Halloween fancy dress, but I don't love trick-or-treating. I'm not a fan of it. So we don't decorate the front of the house. I maybe would want to decorate the front of the house when it's all fully finished. I don't generally decorate the outside of the house for Halloween because I think the new rule kind of thing is that if you decorate the front of your house, and that means that then trick-or-treaters are free to just come and obviously knock your door and stuff. But I don't know, I used to love trick-or-treating as a kid. I don't know why I'm going off on such a tangent. This was just a little intro to the vlog. But anyway, I've started telling the story now, so I'll say it anyway. Yeah, I used to love trick-or-treating as a kid. I will say, I mean, I used to target all of the big houses because they used to give money instead of food or like chocolate. So I used to really go for, like, I wanted the money. I did not want the lollipops. I mean, maybe when I was a little kid, like going out with my mum, I think we used to do that. I don't actually remember if I did that with my mum, but then obviously I would have wanted the sweets. But by the time I got to probably about 11 or 12, even I think I used to go out when I was about 14, which is like definitely just going out there to try and get some money off people. Anyway, it's like a little bit of a begging thing, isn't it? So these days as an adult, I love the concept of Halloween, the coziness of it, the scary films, as I said earlier. Like, I do like all of that, but I don't like people coming knocking on my door. I know that sounds so miserable. Maybe I would change if I had my own children. Maybe then I'd be different with it. But me and Ollie and the dogs, it's just frustrating when people come and knock on the door because Belle, our border collie, goes absolutely mad. She launches herself at the front door, barking, like it just stresses her out entirely. Normally when we have people come around the house, like we know we've got visitors or whatever, we always just message them and say, oh, when you arrive, just walk straight in, because the knock on the door sends Belle just crazy. And she's 12 now, but she doesn't know when to stop. So I just feel like when she launches herself at the door and she's jumping around, hitting the door and just going mad, it can't be good for her joints and stuff. But she doesn't really know she's doing it because she's just so riled up by the knock on the door. So that's the first thing I don't really like, is the fact that it sets the dogs off. I mean, Dylan couldn't care less, to be honest, but Belle, it really bothers her. So yeah, I don't particularly like that about it. So I feel like I'm a bit miserable. So yeah, we don't decorate the front of the house, but when the front of our house is all finished, I do want to get a lovely porch built onto it, like an oak frame porch around the front door. And I would absolutely love to decorate that for like fall and Halloween. I don't know why I've said fall because I'm not American. For autumn and Halloween. But yeah, then I think more on Halloween that will encourage people to come knock the door. Although where we live is not really a walking route for where people would come and do like trick or treat anyway. So that was a real side note on what I feel like about trick or treating. What do you guys feel like about it? Do you love to open the door to like little children and give them sweets and stuff, or money if they're a bit older? Or do you prefer people don't come and knock on your door? It is embarrassing because like we've had it before where people come and have knocked on the door And we've not decorated or anything. Like, we literally, the lights are all off, because actually we live mainly at the back of our house. So if you come to the front of our house, all the lights are off. It would look like nobody's home. So it kind of looks like that. But yeah, we had a knock on the door. We were like, oh my God, like, we don't have any sweets. And they knocked and they knocked and knocked. And we were like, my God, like, they're not going to give up. And then eventually they started sticking their hands through the letterbox. And we were like, oh my God, this is so rude. Like, why would you be sticking your hands through someone's letterbox? And we're like hiding in the other room, like thinking we're not answering the door. Anyway, so then eventually Ollie was like, right, I'm gonna have to tell them to go away, because like, this is too much. So we opened the door and it was Ollie's brother, his wife, and Ollie's 2 little nieces that have come to do trick-or-treating to us. So we felt so bad. We didn't even have any sweets. We ignored them for a good 10 minutes. And yeah, like the worst auntie and uncle ever. But we're not very kid orientated, if I'm totally honest with you. Why is this intro gone like this? Literally no idea. We're gonna get away from the deep stuff now, and we're gonna talk about how we're gonna spend the day. My routine for the mornings is I do everything I've possibly got to do before I go out, bar get dressed. I'll literally have my dressing gown and pyjamas on until 5 minutes before I leave the house, because I hate getting dressed. Our house is very cold because we've been renovating it since we got it 6 years ago. So there's not radiators everywhere. So we don't generally put the heating on because there's too many areas where we lose heat. So it's kind of a waste of money. So I'm going to get dressed and then we will head off to the studio. We'll have a nice study day. Studying has really, this year, this is my 3rd year at university, and if you haven't seen all my videos before, I'm studying forensic psychology, which is just the most interesting subject. But the first 2 years, I felt like I do it with the Open University, and I felt like they really do sort of spoon feed you, and they make the course seem not easy, because it's definitely difficult. It does depend on like your background. Like, I enjoy writing essays and stuff, whereas some people aren't like that. So it does depend on your skill set, but I found it enjoyable, not too stressful. I've managed to keep on top of everything. I normally work a week ahead, so if I want to have a week off uni, I can just decide to have a week off uni. But let me tell you, year 3, this is different. So when you have assignments, which you normally get every month or every couple of months, they give you probably about 2 to 3 A4 pages of guidance on how to write your essays, what they expect to see in them, where to kind of source your information from, and they're kind of telling you what they want to see. So then when you write your essay, you can do it how you want to do it, but then you can just refer back to these notes and just make sure that you've hit every single point that they want you to hit. And then I usually add a couple more of my own, not my own personal points, but points that I've taken from the books and the online studies, but things that aren't in the guidance, just to kind of show even more understanding of the subject. But yeah, this year, the guidance is about that much writing, like just maybe a third of an A4 page, and it just says, like, this is your essay. You can take the information from this particular area of the books and the online stuff, because when you're writing essays, they do want you to get your information from certain areas. You're not allowed to just like search the web and write an essay. The points that you're making have to be from the specific books that you've read to do with the uni course and the online learning that you've done. So it is very strict in where you get your information from. So they kind of tell you which chapters they want you to be looking at for your essay, but that is it. They don't give you any more pointers. Like I say, just this much writing, and then you've got to write this whole essay. So it's kind of scared me a little bit, because I was so used to the guidance, and I didn't realise that you wouldn't get as much guidance. I just thought that's how uni worked. I thought you get your assignment and then you get your assignment guidance, and I just assumed that's how it is. Totally took that for granted, because now I don't have that. Slightly panicking, but it'll be okay. It's a challenge. Definitely this year is going to be a challenge. And also in your 3rd year of uni with the Open University, this actually starts to count towards your degree. So the first 2 years are, I suppose you could call them kind of like introduction years, training years, getting you used to how uni works. And then when you get into your third year, that is when your final result actually gets put towards your final degree result. So that's also scary because I can see it's going to be harder, plus I know I've got to perform because this result really means something. So I'm a little bit scared, but I'm excited for the challenge. But like this morning, I knew I've got a uni day and I've got up and got ready, and I felt a little bit apprehensive about it because I'm just desperate to make sure that I understand stuff and that I take it in, because I have this really bad habit when I'm reading the university books. I have this habit where I've got the book open and I'm reading, my eyes are going through all of the words, but my head is totally not, my head is literally thinking of something else. And then I'll get to the bottom of the page and I'll be like, well, I've just read this page, but it's like my brain has been totally elsewhere. I've not taken it in. So then I have to start again and go through it again, which is such a waste of time. So I really need to make sure that I can stay focused, which sometimes is difficult when you've got your phone on you and stuff and you get messages and you just start browsing the internet. Yeah, it's a distraction. So I really need to make sure that I don't do that. But yeah, so we'll go along today. That was just a little uni update of how I'm finding it. Today is just further learning. I'm not essay writing or anything. Today I'm just going to be learning more about this module. And also we've had to download this special software called SPSS. I should do, how about that? I don't even know what it's called. SPSS, I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, it's this system where you can analyse statistics, which, I mean, I'm not a technical person. So I've downloaded it, and basically today I'm also going to have a play around with that and just learn how to use it, because apparently it's going to be a big part of our module this year. So I need to know how to input data into it. It's got all different like keys you can use, and oh my god, it just looks so complicated. And I am honestly, if I could write in pen and paper and just use like a calculator on the side, that's how I would do things. So having this big system that you input data in, and then it can create graphs, line graphs, scatter graphs, it can do all of that, which I think is amazing, because I guess when we get into like the deep depths of everything, I feel like this system will be really handy, because you'll just be able to input data and get your graphs and use them and understand the data and stuff like that. So I do think it's obviously meant to make things easier for you, but when you don't know how to use these systems, it's really daunting. And I have found that I've avoided playing around with it because it's making me feel sort of, don't know, a bit worried about it. So I've avoided doing it, whereas I should just get stuck in and do it, because then I'm going to learn it and I'll stop worrying about it. Do you know what I mean? I think that's called procrastination, isn't it? Pretty sure. When you're anxious about something, so you do something else to not do the thing that you're anxious about. That's definitely what I'm doing. But yeah, so we'll go in today. I'll stop rambling now. I really hope you guys are all doing very well. I hope you enjoy spending the day with me today. And this evening will be a nice cozy evening. I have some skin products to show you as well. I'm going to run a nice bath, make my pumpkin soup. So we're going to do working really hard all day and then treat evening tonight. That's the plan. So yeah, hope you enjoy spending the day with me. Is this not the most perfect autumnal day? Look at that weather. I'm talking really quietly because the walls are quite thin in these studios. Look at that. Such a lovely day. I feel like I'm going to get a lot done because the weather's so good. This is what the online studies look like, and it just tells you like each week what you've got to do. So we're on to week 4 this week, so I've got to go through all of this. So I really need to get started on that and try and be productive today. As you can see, it already is 10 to 11, which is so bad. I'm normally sat down working at 10, so I'm definitely a little bit later this morning, but obviously I was vlogging and chatting a little bit too much earlier, so that's why. But yeah, so I'm just going to get on with it. Made myself a nice coffee here, and yeah, I'm just going to sit down and work my way through my study guide for this week.
I've been working very, very hard this morning and my brain is frazzled. These are my blue light glasses. I don't need glasses for reading or anything, but I use these for when I'm on the laptop because I find myself screwing my eyes up because the brightness of the screen. I mean, I probably could turn the brightness down, but I just like wearing these. I think they help. I mean, they're supposed to. That's what it says that they do. So I feel like no harm in wearing them. I'm just gonna eat my lunch while I'm working, just because obviously I did get here late. I don't want to waste time sitting eating when I could just eat now and then get on with my work. So I made myself a wrap this morning, just a chicken Caesar wrap. So I'm literally just gonna sit here, continue reading my online studies, and then eat this and try and remain awake. I'm not gonna lie, the chapter that I just read in this book, I found it really hard to concentrate on. It had a lot of information in it. So I did struggle a bit with that, but I find it good because the way that they do it is they give you a audio from the author of the chapter, then you read the chapter, then you do the online studies which relate to the chapter, so it kind of goes back over the stuff that you're already learning in here, so that if you haven't taken it in or you've just taken it in a little bit, it kind of reiterates it in your head. So I prefer doing the online studies. I feel like it's a little bit more practical for me, but yeah, I have read the chapter, read half of this book now, which I feel like is quite a lot because the writing in there is very small. Anyway, going to enjoy my lunch because I'm very hungry now, and I think I'm going to keep these on because I need to read the screen and eat my lunch, continue learning.
My pumpkin soup making studio. I've decided to do it over on the dining table here just because the work surfaces that are in the kitchen, they're just not very wide, and the kitchen's just, I don't know, I just felt like I can spread out on the table and make the soup over here. Obviously I've got to cook it over there, but I thought I'd do all the prep and stuff here. I'll pop the recipe that I'm using in the description box below. I'm not the best chef or baker or domestic goddess, it's just not me, but I love giving things a go. So the first thing that I've looked at online is carving the pumpkin. So I'm actually not going to be using this pumpkin as like just pumpkin display, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to use it purely to eat. So like it hasn't got any of the, you know, the faces in it or anything. So basically, apparently I actually need to carve this up, and then I've got to clean it all out inside, and then cut it into little pieces, peel this skin off, which I do not know how I'm gonna get this skin off. Like it's so thick, I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm hoping Ollie's gonna come home soon and help me. And then I have seen this trick where you use a hand whisk and you put it inside the pumpkin to clean out all of that, you know, the kind of stringy bits inside it. So the plan is I'm hopefully gonna be able to use a hand whisk to do that. So I'm gonna get the pumpkin prepared first and cut up. Then in this recipe we need some onion, some fresh ginger, some garam masala, some curry powder, which I've forgotten to get out of the cupboard, salt and pepper, coconut milk, garlic, and olive oil, and also vegetable stock, which I forgot to buy, so I'm going to just make it about that. Now, the man online said to use like a bread knife for this because he said it carves it the best, so we're going to see how this goes. I'm just going to basically try and split this pumpkin in half. This could be entertaining, guys, because honestly, oh my god, I have to stand up. No. Oh my god, I'm gonna be here forever. It would probably help if my knife wasn't blunt. I give up. it's too hard and the knife is too blunt. I'm gonna have to wait for Ollie to get home. I know he's got a saw in the garage, so I can just get him to saw this up for me, and then we'll get back to it, I think. Right, I got bored of waiting for Ollie, and I've just been basically attacking this pumpkin, and I realised that I could get the knife in and like stab it, and it went right through. So I think I'm just gonna keep going at it and try and get bits of it, because look, I'm kind of like separating it a little bit, kind of. So I think I'm just going to keep doing this, because I realise even if I absolutely mash up this pumpkin in my attempt to carve it, it's going to be turned into pumpkin puree anyway. So it doesn't matter if I turn it to puree in my attempt of doing it. Ooh. Whoa. We have a pumpkin which is not in half, but kind of. So obviously this is all of the stuff inside, so we need to get all that out. I think I'm just gonna go this side now. Down like that, and then like push the knife. Don't try this at home, kids. Ooh. I'm already covered in pumpkin. I should have done this in the kitchen. Right. Okay, so this is how we carve a pumpkin in the professional manner. Man online made it look so easy. I think I'm just going to actually pull it. Oh, that worked. Right, do you know what, you can just like snap it like that. There, 4 pieces. This skin on this pumpkin is so thick, like with all the little nodules on it. I just shouldn't have bought this style of pumpkin. Right, this video is going to be about 3 hours long. The actual pumpkin though, I'm going to wash it on in a minute, is really nice and soft, like it feels really fresh, so that's good. Basically once I've peeled it, I'm then just going to cut this into small little 1 centimetre cubes and then put it on to boil and just cook it so that I can then mix it into a puree, and then I'm ready to start making the soup really, because everything else is pretty simple. Right guys, I never want to do this again. I have got there and I'm actually really surprised at how much pumpkin was in that pumpkin, especially since I like literally hacked it to pieces to get the skin off. I ended up cutting it in like long slices and then just holding each slice and just slicing the hard skin off. So I was taking quite a lot of flesh with it as well, but I just gave up in the end, so I just wanted it cut. So I'm actually so surprised at how much pumpkin I've got here. There's loads. So I think, because I was slightly worried it's not going to make enough soup, but I'm pretty sure this is going to make at least 2 or 4 nice bowls of soup. So I'm just going to put it all in this massive saucepan. I washed it all before I cut it up, so it's all clean. Put it in the saucepan. I think it takes about 20 minutes to cook. I'm hoping it'll be alright in this one pan. Probably add a little bit of salt in there just to cook it with. And yeah, leave it for 20 minutes. And then while I'm doing that, I'm just going to cut my onion up and my ginger. There's all of our pumpkin. The light is fading in here, so I might have to put the ring light on behind you in a minute, which will make it like super bright, but hopefully it will still look all right. It won't be too bright. I quite like the cozy vibes of the sun setting and the candle on, but obviously I do want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Right, so I'm going to put this on to cook 20 minutes with a bit of salt, and then I'm going to cut up my onion and ginger. Good in the kitchen, seriously don't watch me because it will be stressing you out. Do you know what though, I will say, when I'm making stuff I always look like I'm making a total mess of it and I don't know what I'm doing, but I feel like I'm good with flavours, because when I make a meal it does all come together and I feel like it always tastes quite nice. So even though I look like absolute mess making food, it turns out okay. I'm just very, my nose is running and my eyes watering because of the onion. I'm very slapdash with stuff, and yeah, that is why I don't like this when I'm cooking. Okay, so I have got my onion and ginger. There we go, this jam. That's probably too big. I'll probably make that smaller. Here's how the soup is looking, guys. It's not looking the best, but I think it's supposed to be a little bit lumpy now, and then I have to blend it all later. This has got to cook for 20 minutes now, so I'm really hoping that once I blend it all later, it's going to look like normal soup, because at the moment that does not look appetizing. Because I didn't have the vegetable stock, I just used the water that I cooked the pumpkin in as my stock, so it should just give it some extra pumpkin flavour. Then I put all the spices together and the garlic and ginger, cooked all that with the onion, and then mixed it all together in this one big pan, and this has got to cook for 20 minutes with the lid on. And then basically you add a little bit of salt and pepper, and then you add you can add a sprinkling of coconut milk over the top of it. I have got some creme fraiche though, which I think I'm just going to like pop over the top as like decor. And then you can also use those pumpkin seeds that I threw away. And you can roast them and put them on top as well. But this has already been a bit of an ordeal today, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, this is how the soup is looking. Hopefully it's going to taste better than it looks, because it smells really nice. Okay, I finished it. I did do a little taste test over there, like a tiny one, just to see about the salt and pepper, and I added salt and pepper. I've added creme fraiche on top, but I am going to say that I might have to go back on what I said earlier about normally my cooking turns out and it tastes alright, because this I feel like doesn't have enough flavour, but we're going to just try it again. Oh no, that is better now I've added the salt and pepper actually. It's not too bad, it's quite mild curry. I quite like a strong curry, and if I was to have a curry I would go for a spicy one. So I think for me I would have added more curry powder into this just to give it a little bit more flavour, and maybe some cream or something. I mean, I know it's got the coconut milk in it, which is obviously making it taste a little bit lighter. This is quite a healthy soup, I think. I'm missing the kind of cream, like, heaviness of it. Do you know what I mean? But it tastes good. I've just got some fresh bread and butter here to have with it. So it's definitely edible. It's not as good as some that I've made before. The other issue that I've got is I don't have the proper equipment to do things. So all I had was like a hand whisk thing. I don't have a food processor. I don't have anything like that, a soup maker. So I've literally just made it with the bare minimum really. But it tastes pretty good. Ollie?
Yeah?
You gonna come and have some?
Do I have to?
Yes. Take a seat and have some pumpkin soup.
What?
I'm just interested to see what you're going to say about it.
Just preparing my bread and butter.
Yeah, the bread and butter is probably the best bit, to be fair.
Did you dip it in?
No, I haven't had any bread yet. I just wanted to try it as it was.
What's that in the middle?
That's creme fraiche.
Oh.
You might just want to mix it in a bit or something. Because it's been sat there for a minute while you've been on the phone.
Mmm.
A lot of blood, sweat and tears went into this.
I've seen a mess in the kitchen.
What do you think?
No, it's right.
It's not... No, honestly.
I guess if I'm really honest, probably... How do you make it thicker?
It's a bit watery,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, I think it's because it's actually a healthy soup.
Oh.
I think... No, I think the one that I made last year was with double cream. So it was really thick and like, what's the word? No, just...
Thick?
tasty. I just feel like when things are unhealthy, they're tasty. But yeah, mix that creme fraiche in.
Oh yeah, that really.
Does that help it?
Mm.
Yeah, it just needs that creaminess. It's made with coconut milk and not cream, so it is healthy. But yeah, I feel like I'll just make it with cream next time. Yeah, it doesn't taste so watery now.
Bread's nice.
Give it out of 10.
What, soup?
Yeah.
I'd probably say a strong 7.
Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. Well, good enough for me. Well, that's the pumpkin soup section over. We've got some dinner we're going to have in a minute as well. And then I'm going to have a nice bubble bath, and I've got a pumpkin enzyme mask to use for my face. So I'll show you that as well. So yeah.
Have I got one?
I did your face mask last night. You can't have face masks 2 nights.
Don't have face mask.
Trying to get Ollie into looking after his skin, aren't we?
I do.
You don't look after your skin. Getting in the shower and just using your shampoo water off your hair on your face is not looking after your skin. So last night I did do a face mask on him. How's your skin felt today after that?
Oh, it was the night before, wasn't it?
Was it not last night?
No,
Oh,
it was
night.
night before,
Oh,
yeah.
you could have a mask night then. Well, I'd say that having face masks, you should do it like 2 times a week. So maybe every other night is a bit too much.
You just don't want to use your face mask on me, do you?
No, I don't. So yeah, bit of a pumpkin evening, I think.
It's Halloween tonight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trick or treat.
But this video won't be up on Halloween, unfortunately. But at least it might be helpful to see what not to do with your pumpkin when you finish with it.
What have we done with it?
You're eating it, Ollie.
Oh, I thought you meant the outer bit. No, I meant that. What have you done with the outer bit? Have you put some holes in the eyes and stuff?
No, I couldn't be bothered with that. I just
Hmm.
hacked the pumpkin to pieces and I've made food out of it.
Alright.
I've not done any of the carving. We've kept this one. I just quite like pumpkins whole, you know?
Mm.
Hmm.
Did you use the whisk to get it all out?
No, because it was a really nice fresh pumpkin, so I literally just had a spoon and it. What's that?
What was that? It's got a tooth. What is that? Feel it.
Oh my god, what is that?
It's a dog tooth.
Oh, look, there's no hard soup.
Okay, I'm just going to lower my score to a 5 now.
Oh my god, why is that there? That's ruining the aesthetic.
Is that chips?
Right, I'm giving up. I'm not cooking ever again, Ollie. This bin stinks, And now I'm going to do my pumpkin face mask. I tried this earlier on in the week and I honestly loved it so much. It is the Banish Pumpkin Enzyme Mask, AHA exfoliating mask. It lightens dark spots and it gives you an instant glow. It's got glycolic acid in it, vitamin C and nutmeg. And I have had continuous breakouts around my mouth recently. And I tried this, I did it 3 days ago, I think I did. And the next morning it like dried them up and they started disappearing, which is pretty good for me because these days when I get a spot, it tends to hang around for a while. So I feel like it's really helped. It also like resurfaces because it's got the AHA in it. I also have some other products from them that I'm trying that they sent over, which are vitamin C serum, vitamin C cream, and also the eye cream I've been using, which is another product that I've been absolutely loving. I really feel like after just a week of use, it's like brightened my under eyes, smoothed like the fine lines. I don't know, I just feel like these products are really good. They're designed for sort of acne prone skin, scarring, but I'm guessing you can multi-use them because This sounds like it would be great for anybody that just wants like a glowy skin, but I just love it because it is actually pumpkin, whereas I find a lot of products that you get that are like pumpkin, there's never actually any pumpkin in them. Like pumpkin spice latte, I'm pretty sure that's like cinnamon and nutmeg and all of that sort of thing. You don't actually have pumpkin spice in there. So I really like this one because it is a completely natural product. I mean, I'm hoping you can see, but it literally just looks like pumpkin puree, which is basically what it is. It's mainly pumpkin puree, and then it's got all of those extras in it, which gives you the most beautiful glow on your skin. And it's also vegan and cruelty free. But yeah, have a look at the Banish website because they just have some really nice stuff on there. Also, we're having full-on chats in the bath today, which I don't know if that's appropriate for YouTube or not. I'm doing it anyway because part of my autumn evening routine is that I spend, I'd say at least 45 minutes every evening in the bath. It's just honestly like the best thing ever. It's so calming to me. It like marks the end of the day, I feel like. So once I've run the bath and got in it, to me, that's the end of the day. So I'm then like, okay, day's done, full on relax mode, put my candles on, get in the bath, face mask, and yeah, I really, really love that. Oh, I need to take my eye makeup off. It's only 7:15, so it's really early for getting in bed, but I knew last night that I was going to plan for a very early night in bed tonight, watch a film, light the candles, get really cozy. The weather outside has turned again. We've had really bad weather on the Isle of Wight. We've had like bad flooding in lots of different areas, and it's kind of, I feel like we've not had it this bad for a long time. We've not had this amount of issues. So it kind of goes a bit sunny and you go, oh, that's nice, like the sun's out. Like this morning when we went to the studio, it was lovely, and then the heavens just open and it literally chucks it down. So at the moment I think the rain's stopped, but it's definitely one of those rainy, drizzly evenings. Obviously it's really dark already now, just really cozy. I actually don't mind it. When I'm inside in the warm, you just can't beat it, can you? I have my pumpkin candle burning next to me. I have put the electric blanket on in the bed. By the time you watch this, it will actually be November, and I feel like that is when we can all start celebrating the Christmas season. But today, because it's 31st of October, I really wanted everything to be about Halloween and pumpkins. And then I'm thinking tomorrow I'll get rid of the pumpkin stuff and we can just go full on Christmas. Hello, Dylan. Hello. All right, you look happy. Come here. What have you been doing? He loves bedtime as well.
Dylan's favourite time of the day is bedtime, isn't it? You love it. Watch him he gets all cosy on the bed. Just, why does he insist on cleaning his face on the bed? I used to like try not to let the dogs upstairs, but I just can't help having them around. I love it. So we have this big, it's kind of like a thin cotton throw that just goes over the top of the whole bed. It's absolutely massive. And it's really good because we can just take that off and wash it, and it kind of captures all the dog hairs, because look at this tail. I mean, there's a lot of hair there.
So for the next few hours, I'll just be chilling out in bed. I'm going to go downstairs and get some snacks and a cup of tea. Going to put a film on and just have a lovely early night. Honestly, just like my favourite thing, so I love it so much. I love my bed. I just feel so at peace. So I'm going to end today's video here. I really hope you've enjoyed spending the day with me. I feel like we've done lots of different things today and it's been a nice, busy day. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for spending the day with me. I really hope you're doing very well, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.